IGN's Comic-Con coverage brought to you by Death Race. In theaters August 22nd.
Let's talk about the beginning of the rights and all that.
Well, originally we had sold it to a different company, and they weren't making use of it, and they had some scripts that were quite frightening, not in a good way. Yeah, a little different. And so I was close to calling it quits. When the option came up, I didn't know if I wanted to pursue it anymore. But Summit came in and said, we want to do this your way, and we're willing to guarantee you that. And then they hired Catherine, and it was all happily ever after, right?
How did you first get involved with Twilight?
Well, I mean, while I was shooting Never Back Down last summer, my girlfriend, someone gave her the book while she was on the plane to visit me, and she read it, loved it, and said, you have to read this and we have to make it into a movie. So we got in our little dream car and started planning making the movie. And then 2 months later, it was actually real, you know, by the company that actually made the movie I was working on.
I read the old script, which was kind of like jet skis and night vision goggles, and Bella was a track star. And then I read the book, and I loved the book, and I went into Summit and said, we've got to make it just like the book, you know, because the book has the heart and soul that makes everybody love it, you know. So we worked hard on the script to make it as close as we could, even though 500 pages had to fit into an hour and a half. And then also our whole goal was to make it visual, you know, just give it life and make it big, you know, and fill the screen, you know, where Stephenie, sometimes it takes, you know, a lot of words to describe what Edward looks like. It's one image you can see. You see Rob in one image with the jawline. It's pretty cool.
What was your favorite single moment during filming? What was the thing where you were like, this is going to be awesome?
Oh, man. I think maybe the prom scene. I know you don't know about that, but everybody else, the prom scene. There's the tree scene, the prom scene. This one was, it was very defining of, like, the whole movie, and it was sort of towards the end of production, which was appropriate because it was, like, the end of the film. And it just felt right. I don't know. It's like, all of it did, but it was very much like a struggle. It was like, because we feel a massive amount of responsibility. But that one just, like, for some reason, that scene just, like, worked. And then I knew it was at least I'm trying my best.
What exact role do you play in the movie?
I play Laurent. I am traveling with a coven of bad vampires. Rochelle plays Victoria, Cam plays James, and I'm rolling with them. And I don't think my character is a bad vampire. I think he's a traditional vampire. He kills human beings to sustain himself. That's what's in his nature to do. The Cullens, they become vegetarians. They can eat animals. They're evolved in that way. I'm not evolved, but that doesn't make me bad.
This is insane. The fans are amazing, so it's definitely, you know, exciting to be, you know, bringing somebody's character to life, you know, Jacob Black, so it's cool.
So admit it, before you ever got the script, you had read all the books.
Definitely not.
What was your favorite scene in the movie?
It's a little tiny scene in the hospital when I've just saved Bella's life, and I try and go up to her and intimidate because I think she's going to go and tell everyone, like, oh, he's like supernatural or whatever, and I try and intimidate her, and Kristen's just looking at me, like, and I'm trying to do all these, like, scary faces and, like, trying to, like, stare her down and stuff. And Kristen's just looking at me, just looking, like, baffled by the whole thing because she's just not in any way scared of me, whereas every other human in the world is. And I know it's just quite funny, like, that's like, just sort of having to think of, like, scarier and scarier faces, and Kristen was just looking at me like, what are you doing? And I couldn't tell whether it was just, like, actually her acting, like a character choice, or just, like, just looking at me saying, you're just not scary at all.